So she'll be like, where are you guys from? And then we can be like, we're from Philadelphia. And then she goes, okay, adverb. And then we say, Philadelphia. Like my butt hurts.
Interview question and then a Mad Libs question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll rotate.
And then at the end, will be the reading of the Mad Lib, maybe.
We're here with Doc Comrade from Philadelphia. They're here in Boston. They're doing an interview with WECB.
Pretzels and cheesesteaks.
So who are you touring with?
Oh God.
Touring with Oh God.
Oh God. Why did you decide to tour with them? Are your sounds complimentary? What's your sound like?
We're
How would you describe
weird.
it?
We're both real weird. I think that's a good pairing as far as that goes.
We found ourselves over the past 3 years pretty much primarily not playing in one scene and playing with other bands who are weird bands simply because we're not a hardcore band, we're not a pop band, you know. We're not really like
a whole lot of things.
Yeah, so we find ourselves playing with a lot of other bands who aren't necessarily able to fit into one beehive hole or another.
From this day until you are dead, the future is yours.
What's your favorite place to play in Boston?
Austin.
Alston, yeah, playing in Alston. Sure.
Where in Alston?
The house.
What do you like about Alston? Why do you like playing here?
A lot like our home house show scene in Philly, basement shows.
Very much in common. A lot of the same bands come
Yeah.
play in my house that we play with here, so it's really nice to connect with them.
What's the Philly scene like for kids? Like for kids who are listening to WECB, hanging out in Boston, doing their thing here. Why should they go to Philly? What's the local scene like there?
All our bands rule.
All of them.
Kind of like going back to what I was saying before. I feel like in Philly there's an atmosphere which allows bands that don't necessarily fit into one pocket or another within the musical genre terms to do their thing, and everybody's down. It's all, everything's down. Everybody's kind of down with anything as long as it's good, I feel like.
So that conducts this interview. The Mad Libs go as: our American universities offer students many messy courses that will prepare them to become professional stabbings. You guys are coming out with a new record, correct? And how long have you been working on it? Like, does it differ from your older stuff? What's going on with this one?
We've been working on that for
Getting on to almost a year soon. Like 8 months.
yeah.
We kind of up the ante as far as our recording process and the people that we decided to work with. Our last couple things were sort of more DIY basement recording, kind of like, my buddy Joe, But this stuff is like, we went to a fairly reputable studio and, had someone who really does this as a living.
You get a degree of Bachelor of Shrimps on the Barbie, or take a regular liberal horrific zebras course. Or, if you want to become a zesty engineer, you can study robust mathematics. Why stay with DIY? What's so great about it?
The people.
More specifically.
The whole atmosphere is like, the people that come out to those shows, they're there because they want to hear awesome, new, interesting music. And it's like, if you play at a bar, you're going to get people out there that they're just there because they want to get a drink and they don't really give a shit about what you're doing, and they're just kind of, you know. But the DIY shows, it's like just got a whole different feel to it. It's yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of a community kind of, and like, you know, like most of the people that we've been staying with and stuff this whole trip are people that we've met or known through doing this, and it seems like it's just like a network that keeps growing, which is cool. You know, we have bands now in several cities where we know if we're gonna go to their city, we can call them up. If they're gonna come to Philly, they can call us up. They got places to stay, we got places to stay. You need food, you got it, you know.
And even this last record that we made, like it's more high quality and it's with more, you know, quote unquote legit equipment or whatever, but it's also pretty DIY. Like it's built into a warehouse space where all the people live.
Like 10 people living there.
Yeah, a bunch of different bands. They also do DIY screen printing in the same place, and so it's like it's the same network. It's just kind of like growing and coming into its own different ways.
With no past to hold me, the clock's right. The clock stopped at 20 after 3, and still I have never been free.
Then, after enough years, you will want to continue your studies. You can write a Barbara Streisand haircut and become a doctor of little baby snakes.
What are the biggest drugs of working as a DIY band? You know, you don't have this whole budget of like a record label. You don't have set up venues where you're gonna go and they're, you know, what's the biggest problem with budget or connections or whatever?
Gasoline.
Money. Yeah, you can't
Paying for things.
You can't depend a lot. Sometimes if you play shows at clubs or bars and stuff like that, you can get a guaranteed amount of money, so you know that you're gonna get that. And a lot of times in DIY, you don't know how many people are gonna come. You don't know how much stuff you might sell. So it's more of a gamble.
But at the same time, like, some of our most profitable shows have been DIY shows because the kids are enthusiastic and they buy our shit and they're like willing to donate and you know, and then sometimes bars like, no, nobody comes out. It's so.
And we have our, you know, bottom line they have to make back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
The bars need to make money too.
That we are living for but a few seconds. I am nothing. I am all that I can be. We are frozen. Each dimension, I can feel them overlapping. But you know, don't concern yourself with it anymore.
How did you all come together to, you know, create this sound and decide to do something so sort of like out of the box, for lack of a better term?
I think we all just have such a broad range of taste. I mean,
Yeah.
just trying to make music that's unfettered by the past, you know, but also like encompassing of this giant past that we all really dig deeply into. Like, you know, there's not one genre of music we really like, so it's just kind of the fun of making music with friends, and trying to make something creative, you know, an art form.
Like, you know.
If you don't have a diploma, you may have to take a job as a Boris the Deerface Yetsin. Remember, it's important that you study hard in high school so you are able to do well on your college entrance. The illegitimate children of rape victims. Oh, fuck. We're all going to hell. Thank you.
Unless you go to art school. They turn out like me.
Unless you go to art school.